Looking for love guidance or tips on how to date someone? Maybe you're single and playing the dating game, or in a long-term relationship. There's something to be learned about how to recognize love. Tune in to True Love Knots by Maria Romano as she deep dives into everything about love, dating advice, wedding tips, entrepreneurship, and so much more. No matter your relationship status, Maria Romano has something to teach you about love, romance, staying together, breaking up, and everything in between.
Hey everybody, Maria Romano here, True Love Knots. Okay, it's Wednesday. It's October 26th. Now, we are in the height of wedding season, at least here in Las Vegas. It has been incredible. And they are also anticipating that 2023 is going to be a banner year for weddings. And you know what? As you know, I live in the wedding capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, and I get to actually witness, and I am part of many, many wedding ceremonies. You see, I own a company that's named True Love Knots, where I've been performing wedding ceremonies, for 12, almost 13 years now. Oh my gosh. And also I created a course on how to become a rock star wedding officiant. And if you're looking to become a wedding officiant, or if you want to up your skills, right? You want to level up, why don't you check out my course? Head over to my website. Well, tonight I have a great topic I want to talk to you about. Now, this is how to write your wedding vows. And this is not just for couples. This is also for officiants. If you want to really tailor wedding vows for a couple. So listen on up. I'm going to give you some great information and listen to the very end. I'm going to share with you some nuggets that I've gleaned, and especially because I'm also a speaker, I'm going to give you some great tips that you can use. And, you know, for those out there that are looking to write their own wedding vows, you don't have to be somebody that's a great novelist, or you have to articulate well. You want to come from the heart. And I think that is, first of all, the most important part. I mean, let's face it, you have met somebody that you want to declare their love, your love for each other for the rest of your life. That is like the highest commitment of love, right? And form of love is getting married. I mean, there's nothing more special than something like your wedding day. And if you can write your own vows or say something from the heart, makes all the difference in the world. Now, not to say, I don't want to put pressure on couples, not to say that you can't have a great ceremony without it. Of course you can. But if you don't think you can articulate, ask your officiant, ask your minister. You know, spend the time. If you have to spend a little extra money, have them write some personalized vows. Like I said, I have come across many, many couples. I performed over 5,000 wedding ceremonies. And I have to tell you, every time I hear something that just, touches my heart. So for example, I want to share with you what one groom said to his bride. And this was a few months ago. And this was very profound to me. And this is something that you might want to maybe implement in your own wedding vows. Okay, so what happened is I was marrying this couple over a chapel of flowers. And this gentleman that actually, he met this gal in high school, and they finally reconnected years later, and they were getting married. And he said to her in his vows, and still chills run up and down my spine when I hear this. And he said, there was only one thing that I wanted to change about you. And I love everything about you. But there was one thing I always wanted to change. And he paused. He swallowed. He must have been, his mouth was full of saliva. And he paused again and he said, your last name. He wanted her to change her last name to his name. He wanted to marry her from a long time ago. I mean, that was so profound. Now, listen, that doesn't mean I want to put pressure on you. You have to come up with something like this gentleman did. But I want you to just take a moment and think about, even if you're writing 2 or 3 lines, your wedding vows are so important. And not to say we as officiants cannot come up with something fabulous as well. But when it comes from your heart, it makes all the difference in the world. So what I'm going to share with you tonight, I'm going to give you the framework that we use in the speaking industry when we are preparing for what we call our signature talk. And we have 4 steps. And these 4 steps you can actually implement when you are getting ready to write your own vows, or as officiants, you can use this framework as well. And the framework starts off with, you start with the heart, then you move to the head, you move to the hands, and then you move to the heart. And let me unpack this a little bit for you, especially if you have not been in the speaking world. And those that have been in the speaking world, you're going, aha, she's right. We can actually use that framework. So you always start off with something that's going to grab you from the heart. So for example, you might start off with your vows. I never thought I would meet somebody that would knock my socks off or take my breath away. Or from the heart, I actually gave up in finding what I thought was going to be the love of my life. You're starting off with something from the heart. Then you move on to the head, and the head's the logic sides. But then I realized when I met you that you were the person that I was looking for. You were that missing piece to that puzzle. And that's that head part, that framework. So you're starting off with the heart, with something that touches you, and it touches your person that you're speaking to. And also, of course, if you have any guests, but really mostly to the person that you're speaking to. And then you move to, because of that, you realize that that was the person that you fell in love with. That was the heart, the logic, like, here you are. And then you move into the hand part, and that's the helping part. And that's the part of the ceremony where you declare your love and your commitment, that you'll be there for each other. I had a couple, one gentleman said to his wife, his bride, he goes, I'm going to love you until we're old. He said, heck, we are old and I still love you. So you want to be able to move to how you're reaching out. You're giving your hands, the helping hand, that you're going to be there for each other. And then you close it with the heart portion again, of that you will continue to always love that person, that they are your yin to your yang, that they're your best friend. So starting off with the heart, moving into the head, moving into the helping hands, and moving into the heart again is a framework that you use. So I'm going to take you through this one more time. The heart portion is where you talk about, maybe you never thought you'd find somebody. Maybe you've swiped left so many times and you swipe right and you've been on so many dates and boom, you found that person. And then you move on to the head portion, that when you recognize that this is the person for you, right? The logic, the light bulb came on. And that's when you wanted to marry that person. And then you moved into the helping hands, where you declare your love and you're going to be there for each other no matter what. And then you move into the heart portion again of your commitment to each other forever. And when you use this framework, you can use this as officiants when you're trying to weave in a couple's love story, or if you're a couple looking to write your own vows. And I don't want to put pressure on you, but if you can do this, this is a great, great moment, because getting married, right, is the highest commitment that you can give each other. It's telling not just the world, you're telling each other you want to be there for each other. And marriage is a commitment. And marriage is definitely telling each other that you want to be there for each other. You're declaring your love legally for each other. And your wedding day is the kickoff for the rest of your life. And what you say to each other can resonate to you for the rest of your life. And your vows are something that you can then pull out, maybe when you're going through some challenging times in your relationship, and you pull out the vows that you wrote, can make all the difference in the world. And also, as an officiant, what you say has a life to the couple. It's powerful. And getting married in the ceremony is powerful. So in the meantime, my friends, I hope this gave you some great information. And remember the story that I just told you about that gentleman that said to his bride, he said, I've always loved everything about you, but there was always one thing I wanted to change: your last name. So just let that sit for a while. So my dear friends, as we come in, we're now in the height of wedding season. And we're going to come into 2023, which is going to be a banner year. There's going to be a lot of engagements going on over the next few months. We hope to see many of you in Las Vegas, Nevada. But in the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. If you want any assistance with writing your vows, feel free to reach out to me. And those of you that are looking to officiate, also check out my website. But continue to stay healthy, happy, and safe. And as I always say, spread love. Have a great evening, everybody.